recording stop. Okay, this topic is about animals' adaptations, including plants as well, which I will move on. So you look at this organism. Explain which of the following explain how the two adaptations, which is the eye and the arm-like limbs, right, help to ensure the organism's survival in its environment. Okay, so actually, the eye stalk allows, okay, we annotate here, the eye stalk allows organisms, so this is definitely yes. Okay, this one no, part 2. Smash prey. Okay, the arm doesn't swim, so it's these two, right? The arm-like limbs move at great force for organism X to smash its prey. Move at great speed. They don't swim away. So it's A and C, correct? So the answer is 2. Yes. Okay, next. Next question. Part B. The statement below about the adaptation of some animal. So you look at these adaptations. Which of the following shows the above can be classified? So hunt in groups, right? Okay, I put here. Hunt in group is behavior. Okay. Eat large amount before hibernation is a behavior also. Take fur is structural. Use gills. Gills is structural. Okay. So it's A and B is behavior. C, D is structural. Correct? So answer is 2. Okay. Clear. Agree? Okay, next. Okay, this one is a bird M, this is bird N. Which of the feet of bird shows represent? Of course, this you look at here, they say M perched the tree trunk. And this one, so this one must have web feet, right? Correct? So you match them. So the web feet N should have what type of feet? S, right? And this one, the bird M, perch. So the best answer is 1, right? Can? Agree? Yes. Okay, next one. Okay, this animal X, notice usually for exam paper, they don't name the animal. They'll say animal X, animal P, okay? It feeds on fruits and swings swiftly from branch to branch. Which of following adaptations helps animal X when it's moving in this habitat? Okay, of course, it's the strong and steady arm, right? Yeah. 2. Okay, the polar bear. Okay, so which of following correlate match the adaptations? Okay, thick layer of fat is to store energy. Small ears, reduce heat loss. Thick fur, reduce heat loss. So answer is 3, isn't it? Okay, agree. Thick layer of fat. Thick layer of white fur. Small ear, reduce heat loss. And thick layer of fat, yes. So I've gone through this. So these are the tricky MCQ. Not MCQ, open-ended questions. So let's look at some of these answers here. Okay, give me a second. I open up the file for this worksheet 1. Okay, number 1. Based on the observation in the diagram, state 1 structure adaptations that are similar to both. So they both have what? Shells, right? To protect protections for their bodies. And describe its function. Okay, so they both have shells to provide protection for their bodies. 1 mark. Next, the snail produces a slimy substance as it moves on the ground. How does the slimy substance help its movement? Okay, the slimy substance actually what? Reduces the friction, right? Between the snail and the ground, so the snail can move forward easily. Okay, so this one you notice these questions are also integrate the forces in action, which is a frictional force. Okay, So you mentioned this. The slimy substance reduce friction between the snail and the ground. Okay, when you mention friction or frictional force, you must always mention between the two surfaces. Okay. How does having web feet enable the turtle to propel itself in water faster? Okay, whenever you see web feet question, they're looking for this keyword, increase surface area in contact with the water, so the turtle can push more water to propel itself forward. So the keyword you notice is the increased surface area in contact with the water. Okay, so the turtle can push more water to propel it forward quickly. So what I'll do, I will screenshot this, and then I will send to, yeah. Okay, I'll send you the MCQ answer later for some requests. Okay, so I send forward this. So for some student who request MCQ answer, right? So you can see here. So the first question is 2. Second question is 2. Third question is 1. And fourth question is 2. And the last question is 3. 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, next, this type of question very common in exam. City conducted an experiment with 2 identical airtight container, X and Y. One is a white surface, the other is black. And notice the black surface, right? The one container Y. This is the temperature. They put them in the sun. So you notice, right? Changes of air in container over a period of time. Okay, Y will gain heat faster, right? You notice here, it shoot up faster, right? Because the black first surface absorb the heat faster. Okay, so they ask you from the graph, what could City conclude from the experiment? So she could conclude that the black surface can absorb heat faster from the surrounding. Okay. There are 2 ways of answering this question. So I give you the 2 possible answers. Okay, so you can say this way. Number 1, the black surface can absorb heat faster from the surrounding than the white surface. Or you can answer this way. The black surface can gain heat faster from the surrounding than the white surface. Either way. Okay, next. Black color is a better absorber of heat. Okay, let me think. Better absorber of heat. Try not to use the word better absorber of heat. You just say gain heat. Oh, better. Then don't use the word absorber. Okay, this one. Penguin, very cute. Okay, they say usually this animal P, again, they don't use penguin, they use animal P. Usually stand with its back facing the sun. So you notice from here, right? This is a related question. So the black color absorb heat faster, right? So because it's very cold in the South Pole, the penguin lives in the South Pole. The polar bear lives in the North Pole. Okay. So the reason for this is because standing with its back facing the sun, right? The penguin or animal P can gain heat from the sun faster, keeping itself warm from the cold climate. Okay. Keeping itself warm. So this is the answer. Standing with its back facing the sun, animal P can gain or absorb heat faster to keep itself warm. Okay, let me screenshot this to send to you. The earlier one I sent already, yes. I sent this, right? The snail one sent already, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, animal pee puff the feather up when it get cold. Okay, puffing up actually traps air, right? Yeah. So you see, by puffing up the feathers, right, the layer of air is trapped in the feathers and reduce heat loss from its body. Okay, this question you take note because this question commonly tested. Okay, so you also mentioned that air is a poor conductor of heat. Okay, so this way, by puffing out the feathers, the layers of air trapped in the feathers reduce the heat loss from the body to the surrounding because air is a poor conductor of heat. Therefore, animal pee can retain more heat in its body. Okay, so this part, take note. This question is a very good question. Commonly tested in exam for P6. So I help you spot those possible questions that will come up in your prelim. Okay, this one, crocodile, you can find in Singapore Zoo. And also in Sungai Buloh. The Sungai Buloh crocodile has grown quite big already. You have chance to visit. Because some school are bringing the P5 student, but I don't know P6 they got learning journey or not. Okay, so this part, right, having its eyes on the top, right, has an advantage. Okay, allow it to detect its prey clearly, even when it hides in the water. So this crocodile is a very stealthy animal. Okay, you say this part. The eyes on the top allow it to detect its prey clearly, even when it hides in the water. Okay, strong jaws, of course, is to what? Grip the animal or prey firmly. In fact, according to, if you go to the zoo, right, they say the crocodile has the strongest grip force in the animal kingdom, right? That's when they measure the pressure. When the crocodile hold on to its prey, it has the strongest grip force. Okay, so these are the two answers for the crocodile questions. Okay, crocodile questions. Okay, next, animal X produce laying eggs. So same thing. So you notice that so far today we deal with two questions about how temperature affect the gender of the eggs being hatched. So between 30 to 35, the young produced is a male. Okay. Below 30 and above 35 is female. Okay. So they say based on this, right? Based on this information, explain why the population of animal X will decrease on a habitat when the temperature rises above. Okay, rises above, that means they will have more female, right? Yeah, yeah, more female. So there'll be less male to fertilize the egg. Just now was the other way, remember? The previous question. The other question is we have less female, right? Now we have more female, but less male. Okay, so you mentioned this one. This part, I try to adjust the line. Okay, the degree Celsius, you have me adjust because I don't have the. Okay, I put this way. Okay, when the surrounding temperature rises above 35 degrees, more eggs will be hatched into the female animal eggs only. There'll be less male animal eggs to fertilize the female reproductive eggs. The female eggs, the female eggs, female eggs for reproduction. As a result, the population of eggs will decrease. Okay, next. The last one quite easy. The parents provide protection for the young, besides receiving food, right? So you just mentioned this part. Okay, hold on. With the young. The parents provide protection to the young. The last part. So just one benefit, okay? The parents provide protection to the young. So these are the answers for this. I will send to you now. Okay, now next page, this one. Okay, very easy, this part. Just put the behavior and adaptations. Okay, so this one is quite simple, right? So you just put the alphabet inside. So behavior is, you classify the character inside. So behavior is hibernate, right? And what? Flies to other place, so we're SQ, Singapore Airline. Structural, P and R. Okay, two color code. SQ, Singapore Airline. PR, permanent resident. Okay, this part. Behavior. Okay, let me save something first. Full solution. Adaptations. Adaptation part 1. Save. Okay, next, deforestation caused air pollution and water pollution, which we have learned earlier. When trees in the forest are cleared, the soil is blown into the air and washed into the river easily. Explain how trees in forests help prevent soil from being washed away. So this one you see earlier, right? In the last question, remember, the Mr. Wong did the experiment, right? So it's the roots of the tree help to hold the soil firmly to the ground. When a lot of loose soil is washed in the river, the water becomes dark and murky. Underwater plants do not grow well. Okay, remember we also did this earlier, right? In the beginning of the lesson. Okay, because it blocks the light, right? Okay, so you see when water becomes dark and murky, sunlight is blocked and cannot reach the underwater plant. Okay, underwater plant they use. Actually, it calls submerged plant, not underwater. As a result, the submerged plants cannot trap light easily to carry out photosynthesis, so they cannot grow well. Okay, so these are the questions for this page. Next. Okay, the next one is this, the plant. Okay, give me a second because I open the file. Worksheet 2. Okay, this one, hold on. I will pause the recording, ask for any question first.